Okay, in this video we're going to go over the progressions of using the 2-to-1 rocker board in a standing position. So you want to have your shoes off for this so that you have full sensation in your feet, ideally without socks so you can lift, spread, reach your toes and get a nice toe splay. But since I haven't had a pedicure in a while, just joking, I'm just going to keep my socks on. So what you're going to do is find a fixed surface that will not move on you. So I'm choosing a wall. And whenever you step on the board, you're going to do 2 feet first. You want to have equal weight distribution in both feet. And your hips are going to be stacked over your ankles. And you're going to focus on trying to isolate as much as possible the circular movement of touching all the edges of the board on the ground by just using your foot and your ankle. There is some temptation to kind of do like a hula hoop motion, use your hips, really try to tighten your core, minimize the amount of movement that occurs from there, and push your toes towards the front half of the circle, but make sure the heels don't pop up. Let the weight drop back into your heels as you touch the back half of the oval rocker board. So once you feel pretty good about that, then you're going to go to 1 foot. So same position as far as being ankles and hips stacked. What you're going to do is put all weight on one leg. Same thing, trying to touch all the edges of the rocker board on the ground in a slow and controlled manner. So I want you to try to reduce the amount of rotation that's happening in the actual board. So you'll notice maybe on one side more than others it starts to drift to the left or to the right. Try to take note of that and minimize the amount of that that's happening. And that's most likely from a compensation, a tightness, a weakness, one of the two that's causing that to happen. And you want to try, again, just to keep as much in the ankle and foot as possible in this drill. So from there, progressing to a runner-specific position, ankle board is going to be further away from the wall because what you're going to do is when you're pushing off with running, it's usually when it's trailing behind the midline of your body and you push off to drive your knee forward. So we're training the ankle in all ranges. So what you're going to do with the opposite leg, get the knee up and lean your body weight forward. And then same thing as far as the cues of touching all edges of the board on the ground as much as possible. It's okay if the heel pops up just a smidge when you're coming to this first half of the board, the front half. But try to minimize that as much as possible. Both directions for the prescribed amount of reps. Again, trying to minimize the use of the hips and try to minimize the board from twisting in and out. And go ahead and do them both sides. As far as each progression, just make sure you're not too sore 24 or 48 hours after doing the exercise to know whether or not you're doing too many reps or maybe it's just too aggressive of a position and kind of go back to the previous progression. So regress by 1 step, and that's totally fine. Again, what matters is that your body is adapting and you're allowing that time to occur, and also that your form is spot on. So that is using the 2-to-1 rocker board for ankle strengthening. Again, the main purpose of using this board is to strengthen your ankle in all ranges so that it is strong and resilient to get out of injurious ranges of motion whenever you're fatigued. So anyway, making you more robust while you're running, and whether it's trail or on the road or just with everyday life.